kind of the strongest survive. It's not just physically, it's mentally too. I was just one of the ones that, you know, no matter what, it just made me more hungry.
Rudy Carlton Gay Jr., born August 17, 1986. When Rudy Gay was coming up, fans got excited about him like he was the next in line small forward after LeBron was the prototypical superstar, following MJ's 6'6" shooting guard build that had every team looking for his heir apparent. Honestly, I feel like Rudy had a pretty solid career. He hasn't won an NBA championship and was never an NBA All-Star, but his numbers aren't bad at all, and had he been on some better teams in his prime, who knows what could have been. I do get that some people expected him to be the next LeBron or Paul George before Paul George, and he definitely had the talent, physical gifts, and opportunity playing for a bad Memphis Grizzly team in his first 6 years in the league. In June 2006, he was selected 8th overall by the Houston Rockets and immediately traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. In his rookie year, he averaged 10 points a game and showed small signs of being a great player, but everyone always knew he had the physical tools to be just that. I've always liked his game and thought he could be a star in the league. It would be in his second season where he showed consistent improvement toward being that star. That year with the Grizzlies, he got a new coach and Gay's numbers increased tremendously. He was finally showing the explosion and playmaking abilities that made him a top 10 pick. He averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, shot over 45% from the field, and played a career-high 81 games. At that point, fans and the league were all excited to see Gay's talents materialize. In the next 2 seasons, the Grizzlies improved every year and made the playoffs in 2011 with Gay on the bench due to injury. But Memphis just wasn't going much further than Gay's 20 points a game, not really affecting winning, at least with him as the featured guy. He was traded to the Raptors, then Sacramento, then San Antonio, then Utah in all their down years of being bottom feeders of the league. Rudy is one of the better examples of talent versus demeanor and mentality, as he had all the tools to be one of the greatest of his generation. Instead, he's just been okay, even though he did have a 16-year career, making the playoffs 3 times, playing in 2, all first-round exits. Getting to the NBA is great and highly respected, but being a star as expected is a lot more pressure and is where Rudy fell short for these 3 reasons. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Rudy Gay is a 6'8" small forward born in Brooklyn, New York, and played high school ball in Baltimore. In his junior and senior years for Archbishop Spalding High School, he was named the State Player of the Year, and in his senior year, he was also a McDonald's All-American, averaging 21 points a game. He was considered a 5-star recruit by rivals and listed the number 2 small forward and the number 5 player in the nation in 2004. It wasn't until his college days where he became special though. Rudy would go on to commit to the University of Connecticut over schools like his hometown program, Maryland. As a freshman, he averaged 11 points and 5 boards, which made him the co-Big East Rookie of the Year with Jeff Green. In the summer of that year, he played with the USA Under-21 team, which gave him much more high-level training and a chance to watch some of the greats prepare for battle, which would take his game to another level. As a sophomore, he was the preseason Player of the Year and went on to average 15 points a game and 6 rebounds. Gay led the Huskies to a 30-3 record and finished his college career with 20 points and 6 rebounds in a career-high 42 minutes in an NCAA Elite 8 loss to George Mason. After his sophomore season, he decided to enter the draft. Stunt number 1, injury. Gay was selected with the 8th overall pick in 2006 by the Houston Rockets, who then traded him to the Grizzlies. He played solid off the bench as a rookie, then with a coaching change flourished his second year, leading to all-star play for the next 7 years. Memphis never made the playoffs with Rudy healthy, Although they made the conference semifinals in 2011, 2 seasons later, Gay was traded to the Raptors and became their second leading scorer, just under 20 points a game. Not enough, because in December 2013, the Raptors traded Gay to the Kings, where Rudy injured his shoulder against the Sixers and missed the final 23 regular season games and all of what would have been his first playoffs in 2011. Although his shooting percentages were dropping, he was still solid in his first 5 years with Memphis. Between injury and simply not having a good enough team to compete, Gay was not improving. In 2011-12, he led the Grizzlies in scoring and minutes and averaged a career high in rebounding. He shot 45% in 65 games, ranking 17th in the NBA in scoring, 6th in minutes, and 6th in dunks. He made his first postseason appearance in 2011-12, averaging a team-high 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 1.4 steals on 42% shooting in 39 minutes a game in a 7-game series against the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round, in which they lost. He played 65 games that season, still dealing with the shoulder. He'd suffer other small injuries that hindered his play and took him from the all-star caliber he was and made him a journeyman role player. Stunt number 2, Dark Days Up North. On January 30th, 2013, the Grizzlies would trade Gay to the Toronto Raptors. I always say being traded has to be a game changer as far as mindset, your game, and your outlook on the business. A self-reflection of sorts. You can begin to look at yourself in disbelief that someone didn't want you anymore. I think Memphis saw that Gay was never going to make the jump as an elite superstar and gave up chasing that investment. To be traded can also set a player the right way as far as a mindset, making you much more serious and diligent about your goals. For Gay, he began his time in Toronto shocked Memphis gave up on him, but excited he was going to a team that needed his help and also had help for him in DeRozan and Lowry. Gay set a franchise record by scoring 74 points in his first 3 games with the Raptors, but they missed the playoffs that year. Coming from a team that just had a 7-game battle in the playoffs to not making it at all when he showed up was shocking. His second season with Toronto, he played 18 games, hurt most of the season. He became the first player to lead 2 teams in scoring in the same season since Stephon Marbury in 03-04. He averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal, and also 34 minutes a game in 33 games with Toronto. But the team wasn't winning, as the answer wasn't Rudy. Stunt number 3, Career Threat. After being traded to Toronto, he wouldn't stay still. He was on the move again. In December 2013, he was traded to the Sacramento Kings. This seemed to be a great fit for Gay and is where he had his best season in 2014-15, averaging a career high in points at 21 a game and 4 assists. This was where I like Gay best, not the focus but a solid second guy. He was playing excellent, and then on January 18, 2017, he suffered a full rupture of his left Achilles tendon and missed the remainder of the season. As far as a superstar, Gay would not have a chance to reach this platform. As you may know, Achilles injuries sometimes end careers. Gay was able to bounce back and sign with the Spurs in July that same year, but it wasn't over. He suffered a right heel injury and was ruled out for at least 2 weeks in the 2017-18 season. These small injuries put the nail in that leading scorer superstar everyone saw Gay as when he entered the league. Thereafter, his scoring took a tremendous dip down to 11 points a game and 13.7 in 2018-19. He declined every year since then, signing with the Utah Jazz, with whom he's still with. He hasn't been the same since the Achilles threatened to end his career. All in all, I still love Rudy's game and think he's been a true professional this entire time. I never heard anyone speak bad about him, and I love his demeanor. Had he not gotten injured and played for better teams, Rudy Gay could have been one of the best of his generation. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.